Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And since I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon, I'm going to be reviewing yet another live action film from the studio Walt Disney. So, of course, as always, I do have to talk about the plot of this film. So, let's get into it, shall we? Oh yeah. And of course, I have my cup of joe with me, folks. So let's just get on for the ride. Oh yeah. The main character of this film is this aging caretaker, and he's supposed to be a take care of this individual of the other state in a small Irish town where he lives in this gatehouse with his lovely, almost grown daughter. He spends most of the time in this town pub with his friends, and they talk tales of his attempts to capture these leprechauns, in particular their king. So he is past his prime as a laborer. So he has suddenly decided to take retirement with a half pay and give him and his daughter another college to live in, rent free of course, and give his job to someone else whom is younger. So the main character begs the other person who took his job not to tell his daughter that he is being replaced, to which the other character agrees to. That very night, our main character is captured by the leprechauns while chasing his runaway horse on top of this fairy mountain. So yeah, stuff gets rather weird, I guess you can say. I quite enjoyed this film, folks, and I highly recommend it. I did enjoy this one a bit more than the previous one I reviewed, folks. It's adventurous, the music isn't too bad. Yes, there's music, it's a Disney movie, so yeah, what do you expect? So, all in all, it's a really good film, folks. I quite enjoyed it. The acting's top notch, and the special effects aren't too bad as well, folks. I mean, yeah, it's a low budget film, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad movie. Not every single low-budget film is necessarily bad. So this one does get a high recommendation from me because I really thought it was an enjoyable little treat here, folks. The story itself isn't too bad. I did like the story as well, and the plot does have a good story and likable characters. So overall, folks, it's definitely an enjoyable treat if you ask me. So yeah, it does have a certain magic feel to it, I guess you can say. The film does present a series of charming moments, and a lot of it's magical and some down to earth. So I do like the setting, folks. I really do like the setting, folks. And this is one of the few family movies that I really enjoyed. And it's kind of weird that I'm reviewing a bunch of Disney movies, even though I'm not really fond of childhood films to begin with. But this film is definitely filled with delightful characters, wonderful scenery, and great special effects. It was overall a really good fantasy film. If you're into the whole fantasy, folklore type of stories, then this is definitely you must check out. Yeah, I don't mind seeing this again, folks. It's a really good film. I thought it was. And so yeah, folks, the film itself is really well constructed, and so yeah, I can say this film is pretty wild in its own way. It does have a certain feel of adventure. I mean, yes, I'm reviewing yet another live action film again, folks, but I thought it was really enjoyable. This film was definitely well edited, and I have to say that the editing process was really good over here, folks. Another thing I must add is that I do like the scenery. The scenery was really nicely photographed. The settings, these big elaborate sets were really nicely done as well, folks. Also, I definitely like that. So the sets didn't come off cheap or anything, so thankfully they didn't. So I say overall, folks, it's definitely a must-see, folks. Oh yeah. And I quite enjoyed it myself. Maybe one of these days I can just watch it again, because I enjoyed it myself. The script itself is well written, so the dialogue didn't come off cheesy at all. So thankfully that was done, folks. And also I would say that the delivery delivery of this dialogue was really nicely done as well. So again, it's not cheesy or anything. So thankfully, fun movie, folks. I thought it was a really fun movie for the entire family, I suppose. So thankfully, yeah, this could have been a really, really awkward, cheesy movie, but thankfully it did not go in that direction by any means. I mean, yeah, it's for kids, so there's nothing too scary or too frightening for them at all. So I guess you could say it's safe, I suppose. So it does have its own little charm to it, of course, obviously. And I know I don't review live action movies from studios very often, so I want to take this as a chance to do so. So why not, I guess. And I do plan to review more of these movies as well. I know the studio is known for making these animated movies, but they actually make quite a few live action movies in the past, and they continued to do so throughout the decades. So they made tons and tons of live action movies. And so I just want to review some of the old stuff, since I usually review old movies anyway. So I figured, why not? I just wanted to have a way to review even more Disney movies for my Disney movie marathon. And like I said before, folks, in my other Disney movie review, it was rather difficult for me to find some Disney stuff to review because I reviewed majority of the more popular Disney movies. So I just had to dig around pretty much, and I just stumbled across this movie. I know not a whole lot of people had mentioned this, and not many people are aware of this movie's existence really. So yeah, I do have the special edition of this film. Yeah, I had to pretty much just dig around, just pretty much found this one pretty much, and I thought it was definitely a treatment. It's definitely a treatment for the entire family, I suppose. And it's definitely enjoyable, I guess you can say. It really, really is enjoyable overall. So I like how this film presented its characters. Yeah, it has something to do with Irish, and that's cool. Thankfully, they didn't do anything offensive. They could have easily done some character traits, but thankfully they did not go in that direction. Oh yeah. Yes, you can say it's also one of those family movies that both children and adults can actually enjoy. So that's definitely a plus right there, folks. So it's something that everyone can enjoy overall, I guess, young folks. And the musical sequences that the film presents did not come off forced or anything. It goes along with the story. And yeah, the musical sequences that Disney has, it can actually be traced back way, way, way back to their first animated features, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, which pretty much continued the formula of having musical sequences going along with the story, which is of course is important. And that's the thing, they will always care for on how the music is presented in their films. Yeah, of course they're gonna have lots of musical numbers, but it has to go with the story, of course, and whatever the story may be, regardless of what the story is, the music itself has to go with the story. And that's what they were doing here, folks. They have to be really, really careful on how to present certain things or certain themes of the story, so that's pretty good. So yeah, I did like how that was done right there, folks. So yeah, this film does have a lot of good things going for it, and it kept me entertained throughout the entire movie, so that's a positive thing right there. So yeah, folks, if you have not seen this film as of yet, be my guest and check it out, because overall, it's not a bad movie. Yes, indeed. It's definitely well crafted overall, folks. So yeah, this film is definitely a must see. Even though family movies are not really my thing, but here we go. This film gets an overall rating of a 7.1 out of 10. It gets a 7.1 out of 10 from me. As always, thanks for watching, and take care. See ya.